Hey friends, my friends, JB's back. Here we go. Proverbs 10. We are turning and burning, getting caught up, getting centered on God, and let's get some wisdom. Let's do this. Let's get insight. Let's get understanding. Let's get into the Bible. And that's where we found it. Remember we talking in the last Proverbs chapter 9? Let's just move back there real quick. Where did we see this? The knowledge of the Holy One is insight. The knowledge of the Holy One is insight. We are getting knowledge of the Holy One by reading his scripture. God got this for us, okay? This is the most cohesive worldview ever known to man, and there's nothing that can break it. And so don't be fooled by imitations. Don't be fooled by the ones who are trying to um, put themselves beside the Bible, but they're not in the Bible, like some religions try to do, or the ones that point to the Bible, but point and only do not listen, do not get into the Bible and start to dissect it. Look, this is what we've got. We've got the Lord's Scripture. Let's do this. So we're talking about the Proverbs of Solomon. Interesting, Proverbs 10. What I was starting to learn, and maybe I'm slow, okay? Maybe so. But you know what? The party is in the Proverbs. The party is in the Bible. So my slowness and going in here slow, it's fine because she's waiting for me. Okay, my sister wisdom, right? And look, what I've noticed is that there are the Proverbs, although you think of them as Proverbs chapter 10, and it's like, oh, this is the proverb. Well, each one of these is a nugget. The treasures gained by wicked do not profit, but righteous delivers death. Boom. Okay, you can just almost take that nugget with you by itself. Okay, you can say, here, he who gathers in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in harvest is a son who brings shame. Okay, boom. You can take that with you. It works outside of this whole context, but yet it's bound within here inside the chapter 10. And but it works just outside. So you can take this little nugget with you. You can put it in your pocket and just walk around with this little one, and it'll do you good. And that's what's interesting. That maybe it's something that I saw, but it just wasn't really apparent. So these are interesting in themselves. And this proverb, the Proverbs in chapter 10 start to speak. It's a lot about speaking. It's a lot about the mouth, okay? I don't know that we got there so far here. But as we read through these, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. There's a lot that has to do with the mouth and the lips of him who has understanding. Wisdom is found. Understanding again. We haven't gotten away from that. That means that's important. That means this will be on the test. You want to write these down. When the words are many, transgression is not lacking. But whoever restrains his lips is prudent. That's trying to say that, those fast talkers, people try to tell you so many different things in so many different words in so many different places. All of a sudden, you're like lost. And then transgression is probably in the midst, or something is off if you cannot pause and move slowly. When the words are many, transgression is not lacking. So what's that saying is maybe we need to slow down a little bit. Okay. Here's one that's interesting. Partly, I don't know, I had a little bit of an ache in my tooth, and here it is. I was reading this earlier. I don't know if it was, a placebo effect. I don't know what. But like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes. Have you ever had vinegar on your tooth? Okay? Because if you do and it starts hurting, that means you're already doing damage. When you don't brush your teeth, in fact, that's acid is what remains when that bacteria excretes that from sugar. It's acid. Acid gets in your teeth and it hurts your teeth. It becomes like an irritant. Oh, and smoke to the eyes. I know this really well because I used to barbecue a good bit, and I still do. But I tell you what, something you never get used to is when you open that barbecue up, and a big wave of wind kind of hits the barbecue in such a way that the smoke just boom puffs right in your face, and it gets right in your eyes, and boy, it stings. And you don't get used to it. It just hurts. And so, like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, these strong, powerful images, particularly to me. And so is the sluggard to those who send them. So it's brutal. Like if you're sending someone who is a sloucher, sluggard, and doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do the stuff they're supposed to do, or they've been asked to do and they've committed to do, sending someone who doesn't have a spirit of joy, it's just misery. It's painful because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to turn out. And, in life, we're kind of creatures of consistency. That's really how we start to make money, by being consistent. But if you can't count on someone who, because of their wastefulness, sloth, or their irresponsibility, the sluggard is what we're talking about, then it's very painful to ask them to do work and get them to do work. That expectation it's just so painful. It stings like vinegar on the teeth, smoke on the eyes. Here's another one. And we're already getting to the end here. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. Imagine. You've heard of it before, people getting their tongues cut off as a punishment. And that happened back then. We don't see that much anymore. But, anything goes these days. And especially in the United States, people say anything. And you can't even stand firm with the Bible in some of these countries. You start to poke holes in some of the worldviews of other religions, or some of the people who are trying to do perverse things with their bodies, and all of a sudden you become a criminal. It's ridiculous. Well, God knows, God sees, and guess what? It's going to catch up. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse. Perverse. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable. The righteous know. But the mouth of the wicked, what is perverse. Isn't that something? Let's read it all. Let's get it. Let's do this. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is a sorrow to his mother. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in harvest is a son who brings shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise of the heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, and a babbling fool will come to ruin. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. On the lips of him who has understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks sense. The wise lay up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool brings ruin near. A rich man's wealth is his strong city. The poverty of the poor is their ruin. The wage of the righteous leads to life, the gain of the wicked to sin. Whoever heeds instruction is on the path of life, but he who rejects reproof leads others astray. The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever utters slander is a fool. When the words are many, transgression is not lacking, but whoever restrains his lips is prudent. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver. The heart of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Doing wrong is like a joke to a fool, but wisdom is pleasure to a man of understanding. What the wicked dreads will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the tempest passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous is established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to those who send him. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the blameless, but destruction to evildoers. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not dwell in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked is what is perverse. Powerful, brothers, sisters. Get wisdom. Proverbs 10. JB coming at you. Take good care, my friends. God be with you.